I've carried on for the last few weeks working through the Avalonia theme lab. If you've been following along, this is a theme engine, if I spin it up here, that I've been working on. So you can see we cleaned up, redid these styles to make them look a bit better. We added the support for icons, which were shown in the spinner, for example, these glyphs. And now you can see I've already broken a lot of stuff. So what I've spent the last, I don't know, feels like forever, maybe 9 days doing so far, is carrying on working through all of these classes, every single one. So now I've worked through every one of these and tried to conform it to our new theming standard, which is to have things like this. So there's a theme semicolon, and then you get pop-ups with theme values and icons, which are in here, for example, where you can now use this icons to pull in icons. I started to make this set of rules as well. And the point of this is, one, so we can follow the rules and we have some kind of hard codedness. And two, I'm slowly training a custom LLM model on dedicated Avalonia coding. So things like this, where we have some rules that can be followed and adhered to, make good sense. So what we've done is I've kind of formulated these rules, and they're still working. I've still found bugs in them as we go. But these are a set of rules that we need to follow to make Avalonia correct and also the theme correct. I've gone ahead and worked my way through and kind of, not necessarily blindly, but in one way blindly, made all these XAMLs conform to the standard. Because the whole reason I'm doing this is these themes are very broke at the minute. There's a lot of legacy code. There's a lot of duplication. We've already removed, I think, like 5,000 to 10,000 lines of code already out of the theme. You can see there's nothing in here now, bar the files you see. The actual controls are there. We have a default theme, a default icon library, and 3 other files. And one of those is the rules. So we have an incredibly clean theme system now. Plus, the way that default themes work is now really easy to generate custom themes where the entire theme library changes. Like every single control will change when you change, say, the default font weight to bold. Wherever your theme is meant to have bold, it would change across the entire suite. There's no, oh, this control doesn't quite work with the style, which is what it currently does. You can see, though, by doing that and sticking to these strict rules, which is really important that you make these rules, because then one of the rules I have, I don't know where it is now, the file's that big, but it will be control template. So everything's mentioning control template. So here we go. Inside a control template, use only template binding. This is a pretty big rule. And what that means is inside of your control here. So one of the biggest bugs in Avalonia has been if we are inside of a control template here. So not the control theme, the control template. If we do any kind of binding in here to a value that we want to override in the style, and we don't bind it to a template binding, it can never be overridden. So for example, if we change this to red, now you can see the hover state is lost. Everything is red forever. That's the problem we have. And the only way then to bypass that is with hackish looking things like this, where you're pre-selecting into a template. This is fine if you're selecting into a template for something that doesn't exist on the default control, like a button. This is where we've added a custom item inside of there for an accent border that doesn't exist on the button. So there's no other way bar to select in. However, if we wanted to just override the background color of a button, and that is already there, and we did it the other way, which I believe the default Avalonia template does, it binds to something here that isn't the template binding, then what you have to do to override that is, if I copy this and show you, you can just do, what shall we do? Just that, is it? Background, and you can say blue. Let's just forcefully try and override the background. See how it doesn't work? It's not overriding. We then have to do this. So we have to select into the template, and then we have to select into the specific element, so content presenter in this case. And then, to be honest, even that hasn't worked, because what's happened is the content presenter's inner content has fed down in. So you can see, even trying to forcefully override, it doesn't always want to. So it makes it very, very difficult then to, I better undo that before it stays on there. It makes it very difficult to style controls. And this is one of the major reasons I've obviously decided to redo this theme system and gut it fully. So what I've gone ahead and done is made these rules, blindly followed them, and gutted every single file. I just thought, let's just go for it. Let's just update every file. So that's where I've been for the last sort of week and a half, is just going through all of these, figuring out exactly where things are for every style, why they're there, move them out and make this XAML conform to my standards. And now we need to deal with the aftermath. So the next problem we now have, and like I say, I think this has turned into a bigger task than I originally thought. We had these all working. So this still works. Already, second one, autocomplete box. We now have some kind of padding issue. And that's because I've changed this to strictly follow my rules. So somewhere in here, I've broken something about that alignment. So that's number one. I've got to now go through every single control, make sure everything still looks correct. Button, luckily, still looks correct. Button spinner, I've noticed, look at these hover effects now, nasty. So that's where I'm at. I've now got to go through on a second phase and walk through all of these to find why they don't style. And no surprise, the main one we all do not want to look at and touch is this calendar. This is just so far baked into not standard, it's unbelievable. So this is now technically in the XAML conforming to my standards everywhere it can. We've set what it should be, which is the background, which you can see sets there, but the buttons themselves aren't setting. We also have a calendar here, and then a calendar date picker, which no longer even appears now because I've broken that even more. But calendar and calendar date picker look pretty much exactly the same, but one drops down the other. But then you've got calendar item that looks like calendar. So there's already a lot of confusion still. This calendar I am not enjoying. But you can see the buttons are not styling. We have now themed this everywhere with our actual theme library, and yet it still has all these default colors. So that is one of the de facto problems with the theme library, is you can't style this. You can't set default corner radius, you can't set backgrounds, foregrounds, hover effects. It's all hard baked into the calendar. I don't know, I'm honestly contemplating just removing that entire thing. I don't know how much work it's going to be to figure out the calendar, how it was made in the back end, versus just remaking one. I don't think in one way it would be that hard to remake. The UI is certainly very easy. This entire stuff here is ridiculously simple. The drop down, not too hard. It's just, we don't want to reinvent the wheel if we can fix it up. But you've got just lots of issues I've made, like the calendar date picker now crashes because I've done something wrong with styling. But I was just going through and forcing this to correctly honor my styles to begin with. So that's where we're up to on this. I won't bore you again until this is fleshed out and actually working, because this is all very much me hashing together my new theme, and you can see this is awful. Like, what is going on here? Like, just terrible. So there's so much to clean up. If you do want to see what I've been doing, you can just go into the open source YouTube on GitHub, and you can see all of the forceful changes here. I've done them over days and then just commit everything today so I can show you where we're up to. I didn't want to commit because it's not done yet. It's obviously very broken, but if I don't commit, I'm going to end up with too many files in my uncommit changes. So these are all pushed now, partially broken. I've tried to be as detailed as possible with where we're doing changes so you can see. But hopefully in another few days, if I keep grinding at this, we're going to have something like at least a not so broken theme that is bound to all of the theme controls and styles and alignments and things. So I've got to now churn through. Even though I've applied the options to these, there's just so much to do still. So I will continue to work through this. Hopefully then, once this is cleaned up, we can make some kind of basic UI to show off all of these controls. And then after that's all done, we should be able to make new themes very easily by just editing a C# class for a theme. And we could tweak it, even making a UI, I think I've mentioned before, where we pop up a UI and have the actual application itself, have drop-down menus to type in values, change visuals, and literally have a theme designer application that can make you these themes visually. That would be really nice to have. So I'll keep plodding away at this, and hopefully at some point in the near future, we're going to have a usable theme system. So that's it for this one, guys. I'll catch you in the next.